Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Hebrew Nibbles 168, Concluding Moral Directions, Part 5 of 5, Material Wealth. This comes again from Hebrew chapter 13, verses 1 through 6. Last time we had a subheading, the marriage bed. Today's subheading is Married to Money. Why is this in the Bible? Understanding crossing the line to greed. We'll consider that in a moment. Communications, lust is bad, but appreciation is okay. So the application to me, here we distinguish between moderate affluence and lusting after wealth. Having sufficient money to live comfortably is not condemned. Only the simple pursuit of much more. Comments from the ancient commentators show us that this was understood even in early times as well as now. Theodore of Cyrus said, He forbade not possessions, but the love of money, from which greed springs. And that's his interpretation of Hebrews 13. Augustine said, keep a moderate amount of money as for temporal uses. Treat it as journey money, with the end of the view stated in the text. Notice above all what he put first. Free from the love of money. He says, put your hand in the purse in such a way that you release your heart from it. And it comes from his sermon 177.3. Let's talk for a moment. It's easy to have a certain level, well, it's not easy, but it's possible that you may have a certain level of affluence. Whether that be, and what that means to one person may be different from what it is to others. I mean, to some it may mean simply because you have a place to live and you can put food on the table. To others, it may expand a little bit and say, not only that, but I also have air conditioning in my house and heat in my house, so I don't have to worry about the differences in my life based on season. And, in today's world, and I have a car to take me to work, or to take me to church, or to allow me to do good for others in one way or another. That kind of affluence is quite joyful to the Lord. He likes his people to be comfortable, and he likes them to be able to interact with the rest of the world and help people. That's quite different from how do I get from my first $1 billion to my second $1 billion. That's very much, particularly if you think about if a person thinks about that a lot, is a lust for money, because no human being really needs $1 billion, much less plotting for the next $1 billion. So That's just the line we need to draw. If our affluence isn't something that we think about a lot, we just take for granted, and thus we understand that it may go away or it may continue, and we can just thank the Lord for the time when we have a good and comfortable life, then we're not lusting for money anymore. But if half of our thoughts as we enjoy our affluence is that we are trying to figure out how to become more affluent, then that's a different matter, and that is the lust for money. God says, do not lust after earthly wealth. And my response is, Lord, thank you for differentiating between the use of money and the lust for money. Even if I had a lot of money, it may be that I'm not lusting for money, and that I can bless other people with the existence of that money. I can help them buy tires for their car if they're in need of such a thing. Or I can occasionally help them to make ends meet when they aren't going to, due to no fault of their own. And that's a good use for money, even if you have a lot of it. If you're thinking, if your thought process is, if I have a lot of money, then I'm going to help others, I don't think that's a lust for money either, because you are committing to giving away a decent percentage of your money when you do that. And that's not wrong in the Lord's eyes or in anybody else's eyes. So material wealth is only as bad as our desire to increase it is. And we should just thank the Lord that we have enough to make it with some level of comfort. We'll talk to you next time.